Really glad you suggested it. What I am worried about is little fucking...
Wait, we're talking about X-Men?
Yeah. What? Don't tell me you watched Ben 10.
No. Teen Titans Go.
Oh, well, everyone knows that show's gay.
I mean, yeah, but...
I guess we could have used...
I thought maybe you're just that fucking stupid.
Well, you're not wrong, but in this case, you're a little off base, laterally wrong. We could have used Beast Boy as like a little...
I mean, you know his name's Garfield, right?
Somebody named Garfield?
Yeah, Beast Boy.
Oh, no, I don't watch shit. I watch good shows like X-Men, specifically 97 and the original series. But Beast Boy would have made a good little Goblin
you can
guess.
say 97. I guess we could talk about X-Men 97. Ah, man.
Yeah, but see...
That's weird. I mean, I thought it was weird when you told me... when you told me that you were struggling to find a guest, I was going to be like, Beast Boy's right there. We can get him.
Yeah. Speaking of guests...
get him on the show.
I know we keep finding these guests, and I'm a little nervous about this. It's kind of raining on my little X-Men geek parade. Because every time we get a guest, it's a weird little pedophile, problematic goblin. But I think we're in the clear because I don't think that there are any goblins to speak of in X-Men. Oh shit!
Oh shit! No, it's Madeline Pryor, the Goblin Queen. Whoa!
We like Ike. We like Ike. Yeah, that's our bitch. Yeah, that's our lady. Yeah, get him, Ma. Get him. So, Madeline. Can I call you Madeline?
I prefer my title of the Goblin Queen.
So, Madeline, what are you doing here?
Do you want me to call you a fucking washed up crawfish or something? Like, fuck you.
Bitch, what are you... We all know first of all, you have to wash your crawfish.
Look,
I
worked with that Uncle Tom motherfucker, Remy, okay? I fucking know what you people are.
Oh, yeah, I remember...
What's wrong with you people?
Speaking of you people, I remember in the original series when you stopped them from seasoning the food at Christmas. So don't go Uncle Tom and people just because your white ass doesn't know how to season a food.
That was Gene. I, Madeline Pryor, the Goblin Queen, did not do any such thing.
How are we to know? You don't remember when you were Gene or that was like it's the whole thing in episode 3.
No, we figured it out. It's whatever I think is convenient.
Oh. Fair enough. Go on. I see you brought every problematic goblin we've ever had. What's, you got some kind of beef or something?
Oh, no, Mr. Sinister just puts these in my lair, and... that is incredibly sinister. I've come to collect my pets. Pests. They're mine. I own them.
Yeah.
You might refer to them as... You might refer to them as what's the term you dirty humans use? Slaves? Is that the term that you people use? I do mean you people.
It is certainly the term that Yoda uses. He had some very unkind words about Mace Windu.
Well, I raised him to take good care of his pets.
Okay, so this is okay. So you're to blame. Was Dobby also normal before you came along?
Whoa. I will not take umbrage with how my pets see fit to do their bidding, all right? We do not judge. My pets are, you might call them problematic, but they're my property. And if you have a problem with what my property's doing, you take that up with me.
Okay, then I'll take it up with you right now. Would you let Yoda babysit baby Nathan? Yeah.
So the thing is, so you know how baby Nathan was green?
Yeah.
So the thing is,
so X-Men 97, hey?
Yeah. So X-Men 97.
Super fucking stoked to talk about this. Really, genuinely, like more than anything. I don't know if you know this about me. It's my favorite media franchise of all goddamn time. Even the crappy ones. No, not the crappy ones.
You never stop talking about your love for Dark Phoenix, New Mutants.
No.
Rob Liefeld.
False.
Cable. Every time we talk, you're just like, man, I love it when Rob Liefeld gave Captain America tits, which I agree. very progressive of Rob Liefeld to give Captain America breasts.
He calls the left one justice and the right one liberty.
Yeah, and I think trans man Captain America is probably a good place to start. Obviously, yeah. So that's my angle. That's definitely my angle today. It's Captain America who shows up for one episode as a transgender man.
The second transgender.
Because Rob Liefeld, known for his X-Men. God, yeah, I like X-Men.
You do?
Yeah, I do. I wouldn't say like a recent fan. Like I'd watch some of the movies here or there, but I kind of steered clear of getting really into X-Men because I liked Teen Titans.
I do like the original Teen Titans, although that was a little after my time. I never really sat down and poured into it, but I've seen enough, piecemeal on the internet to appreciate it.
X-Men the animated series was a little bit before my time, whereas Teen Titans animated was my time. But they had the same lead writer, I think, with their comics through the 70s and 80s respectively. So
Teen Titans and X-Men?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Actually, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, Chris Claremont, I think, worked on both.
No shit. I don't care what anybody says. I still think that Claremont did it the best, even if it was old and hokey and kind of didn't age super well. I mean, it actually aged great. If you know what you're getting into, if you know 80s comics, you go. But anyway,
X-Men is a soap opera, a gay fucking soap opera. And let's get into that. All
right, so I definitely have a take on this. I have a take that up. Are the dogs getting picked up on the microphone?
Yeah.
God damn it! I'm sorry about that. Whatever. Let's have
Zwick will have to edit it out in post. That's how that works, Zwick. So, but before we start, since this is your media franchise, this is the thing you've read the books of. You know the ins and outs. I think we've had multiple conversations where we're like, when did Magneto become Jewish?
Yeah.
Oy vey.
You never see him at Temple.
Did that tattoo just appear one day,
Yeah.
Just asking questions,
Gollum, stop. This instant. Rewatching X-Men 97 for a third time for this. I had a gay read the first two times, but man, it's really apparent, and I don't know if it's like confirmation bias or just because I'm looking for it since I'm rewatching it for the show. But I think Morph. I think it's pretty undeniable. Like it's debatable for a lot of it, but there's one particular scene with Morph that Morph is super gay for Wolverine.
I mean, I think at one point
ultimately gay for Wolverine.
I think at one point they're just saying like they're just theming Morph for an entire conversation. Which,
yeah,
I mean
that was rogue.
As far as
it happened more often than that.
Yeah, as far as like X-Men and getting into them identity wise, I think Morph is the most clear in 97 at least. That is a non-binary allegory, just straight up. I would agree.
It's an easy one to make. It was definitely
it's easy. You could say Mystique as well, although she didn't really show up in this season, so we'll ignore her.
There's an interesting thing with Mystique in the comics. Is for the longest time, and in the show, even Morph is like, my mother Mystique didn't like me. I guess I was too blue for her, so she gave me up. But they recently retconned it in the comics, where even though in Age of Apocalypse and in just about every story, Mystique is Morph's mom. Now, post Bruce Jenner and everything, they're like, no, Mystique was Morph's dad, and she busted a hot blue load into some lady. And it's like, it doesn't really change anything. But I guess
it doesn't change anything.
Transified her a little more
to those themes.
Yeah, it does add to the theme a bit more.
And
not a coincidence that it's post trans boom in media and just in pop culture and discussion, just more openness about it that they chose to do it.
Let's get into X-Men like as a narrative franchise for a moment.
Okay.
I think Jack Kirby and Stan Lee have said for years that to some degree X-Men was always meant as a racial allegory when they initially wrote it. Obviously, most people don't consider
lie. it is.
Oh yeah, it's a lie.
It was not that. When
It's a lie that Magneto and Xavier are Malcolm X and MLK. There's probably notes of that, but let's be honest, Stan Lee was so coked out, you can't trust a thing that man said.
Yeah, it was Claremont and other later writers that really drove home the like mutants as an allegory for an oppressed group, be it race, creed,
they're
religion,
an oppressed
sex.
They're
repressed. What have
they're
you,
repressed religion or repressed race. In I think those maybe as early as the Jack Kirby Stan Lee run, but again, that's not what most people even consider X-Men. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Stan Lee was just like, I want to create another superhero group
with Colossus and Storm and Thunderbolt. The whole
nobody cares till Claremont started writing.
Stan Lee straight up said, I made them mutants because, well, fuck, we got to have some kind of reason to give them powers. We already did cosmic rays. I don't know if he already did radioactive spiders. Oh, they're mutants. Some people are just.
Oh, he would have done radioactive spiders.
So we call them mutants. Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly genuinely don't know if like Spider-Man came out before X-Men or not, but like, all the Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, that's what we set out to do is some retroactive shit. It became that, but that was not them.
Yeah, no, that was not them. But going more into it, they Claremont definitely played into the whole racial allegory and all that. And I think at that point, maybe there was some notes of queer allegory, but it was the 80s. Like, you're not going to do anything very explicit when the culture was that anti-gay.
I don't know when the Comics Code Authority stopped. That would be an interesting. I could probably look that up.
I want to say late 70s with Fritz the Cat.
That sure would be a time, yeah.
Yeah, well, because the 60s were so fucking bleak, like, quality-wise, because of the Comics Code Authority. But I want to say, like, late 70s with Fritz the Cat, kind of proving that there was an adult audience for comics, then obviously Watchmen, going into things, which, I mean, X-Men was never targeted
towards... It's a graphic novel. Suck my dick.
Oh, God, I hate those fucking people.
Not a dragon, it's a wyvern.
X-Men was sort of always targeted towards teenagers of some degree or another. It's always sort of been the almost like a dumping ground of half-baked comic ideas that don't really get to shine until they show up in X-Men, and it's like, oh yeah, what if we take that minor Captain Marvel witch character and we make her a hero?
Which was dope as hell.
Yeah, I mean, everyone loves Rogue, and nobody fucking liked, that was Miss Marvel at the time, but, nobody really read Miss Marvel at that point. She had been dead and buried since Avengers 200.
Right around the time that Miss Marvel, and this is not me personally speaking, this is just kind of like my ear to the wind, or ear to the ground, whatever it is. People started to like Miss Marvel, and right around the time, people were like, Miss Marvel's actually pretty cool. They rug pulled and just made her Captain Marvel, and everyone hated her. Because then they cemented her as just an uptight fucking bitch.
I was gonna say,
and Civil War II absolutely murdered her character.
I always thought historically, like, Miss Marvel was was relatively liked as a standalone comic, and her reputation just sort of got ruined by Avengers 200. Just by, like,
that whole thing with her and Eros.
Thanos' brother, yeah. Eros.
Star something. I don't want to say Star Fox, but it might actually be Star Fox.
But yeah, back to the comic history of things. X-Men, maybe in the 80s with the Claremont run, had hints of queer identity, but I doubt it. Like, if you're writing a comic for kids, and namely a comic that people were willingly letting their kids read in the 80s, I mean, granted, people let their kids watch He-Man, and that shit was gay as fuck.
Yeah. It get coded. It's all about being coded.
Yeah.
I used to be able to hit that note pre-COVID. I used to be able to hit that. Like, now I crack like I'm in fucking puberty. I mean, hey, Beau, actual real life homosexual DeMayo, is sure trying to make up for lost time.
Yeah, but
before we get into character, can we talk about the elephant in the room with Beau DeMayo and the Mutant Massacre?
Beau DeMayo and the Mutant Massacre.
Yeah,
I'm not familiar. Go ahead.
So in the comics, the Mutant Massacre was it was mostly just everybody's on Genosha. Emma Frost is teaching Negasonic Teenage Warhead and a bunch of other mutant kids. And then Negasonic dies
you're
immediately.
To the what, 2007 comic?
I don't know. I stopped reading it when everybody just got black uniforms. It was the least fun. I don't know. I think it was called New X-Men. I hated Cassandra Nova.
Yeah, I thought it came out around like
Bastion,
Last Stand. I thought it came out around Last Stand. That's why they were putting them in the shitty fucking leather outfits.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking stupid. But I think that's Joss Whedon. Don't want to say. But that was a very, like, reeled back, let's bomb the fucking island. It was more 9/11 than what they did in the show. In the show,
yeah.
And I didn't catch it until my second watching. Absolutely Pulse nightclub influence. 100%. It's at a big party. There's all the music and dancing.
Big party. You've got
Exodus is like really gay and dancing around for some reason. They're not gonna do shit with him. But then and even like they were drinking and making love and drinking wine and dancing. How could this happen? Who would attack something so? And Jubilee back on Genosha post Mutant Massacre is telling Roberto in the most obvious way, like, yeah, my parents called to check on me. I know you haven't come out to your parents as a mutant, but is this how you want them to find out? Something about a dance club with mutants and dancing? Beau DeMayo is a lot of things. He's not very subtle.
No, that part is not subtle whatsoever.
Right when Jubilee said, like, you really want to see them on the news, like you were at some club with mutants and dancing with them, and that's how they want to find out? And like, you wanted them to bury a stranger, I think is what she said. And
yeah, you don't want your parents to bury a stranger. Yes, I do remember that part, and I was gonna bring that up at one point. He ended
up copping to it too. This isn't just me, but I didn't read that he like straight up copped to like, yes, it was. I used to go to Pulse. This very much influenced the way I handled the Mutant Massacre.
It's kind of explicit at that point.
Yeah, took me 3 watches to get it, but yeah.
I have a theory on the gayification of X-Men. So hear me out.
All right.
So 2000 election happens. George Bush wins. As I found out recently, a lot of Democrats blamed the gays for George Bush winning the 2000 election.
What?
And
was Al Gore not fuckable enough? What happened?
I don't fucking know. I think it's like it's too progressive for our time. The same bullshit that they do every election to throw their puppet group under the bus to try and get brownie points from people.
They in this case mean the Democratic Party or
the Democrats trying to reel back more progressive Republicans who are just like, we're just asking questions, which the reality is they're just bigots, but they're bigots that occasionally are okay with paying taxes. That's what the Democrats want, to swing elections. So anyways, that part's not important. What is important is, you got the original X-Men movie that comes out around that time. And, hey look, we got a familiar face, playing one of the characters. That's Ian McKellan. Oh, and he's playing the main villain.
Brilliant fucking casting. Genuinely, like, those are the 2 best cast movie characters in cinematic fucking history. It's the nerdiest shit I'll ever say, but I fucking mean it. Ian McKellen, Magneto, and Pat. Who the fuck else can play Patrick Stewart? No disrespect to James McAvoy, but it's not his fault that Picard came first. Give me a fucking break here.
Oh yeah, no, James McAvoy. The only thing I can say about his Xavier, and I don't dislike his Xavier, is I mean, you had to do something completely out of left field in order to compete with fucking Patrick Stewart. Jesus. But Ian McKellen, is a gay man, as we discussed in another episode of Queerbait Lord of the Rings. Go check it out. Available here on YouTube. Ian McKellen, a gay man, is playing the main villain. Had a lot of influence on Lord of the Rings, getting queer coded,
as discussed.
Yes, and I should say originally when we discussed like doing an X-Men episode, I was like, oh, well, we should just do X2. And then we kind of took a step back. I'm like, I think X2 just has Ian McKellen being a flamboyant gay. It's not so much the X2 beyond that and the scene with Iceman. But Iceman and Pyro, there's not enough there. And we'd have to watch Last Stand. Nobody wants to watch Last Stand.
Nobody should watch Last Stand, but now you got me kind of curious. I didn't pick up on any kind of like Pyro and Iceman like homosexual tension. If that's is that what you're implying?
You didn't? Yeah, no, that isn't what
No,
I'm
I didn't.
implying.
But
I mean, but there's not enough.
I was like 20.
There's not enough there to justify rewatching Last Stand.
Okay, fair.
It's fucking X-Men Last Stand.
Let's put a pin in Iceman for later too. Like, keep talking about it if you want, but like, let's remember Iceman for later in this discussion.
Yeah, I mean, but I do think that the Iceman scene in X2 is sort of the turning point of let's try X-Men as more of a gay metaphor than anything else. And here's what I have to say as a queer myself.
Wait, what?
Is I eat pussy, dude. Anyways,
go on.
Yeah, as a queer person myself, there is a lot to be said about a intentionally malleable and vague metaphor that compares to discovering you're part of a group of people that society generally doesn't accept just around puberty versus like you're figuring yourself out.
That is not a coincidence that most powers manifest at puberty.
It's a sort of vague, nebulous question. Maybe you'll try to hide it, but can you hide it? Not even everyone can hide it.
Yeah. Some people are the Morlocks. They're just so flaming they have to go to the Great Gay March in the sewer.
Yeah, everyone acts like it's brand new, like it just appeared. And I mean, statistically, you know, there's certainly been a rise in homosexuality that you could probably track through some vague sociology and biology discovery. But at the end of the day, I've noticed more people it is out to other people. Sure. Yeah, does the newness to other people how does that even factor when you yourself are part of this group? At the end of the day, like, I feel the pull of the magnetism. I understand
the metaphor, the allegory works.
Yeah, no, the allegory is extremely fucking apt.
It's flexible and it's subtle enough that they don't beat you over the fucking head with it. It's subtle enough that spoiler alert, you're Beau DeMayo, who's about as subtle as beating somebody over the head with a fucking cow femur.
Well, thankfully, as we've discussed before, it seems like queer metaphors in children's media can fly under the radar pretty easily, just on the basis of parents are fucking idiots.
I'm actually surprised that he didn't make Jubilee a foster child as like, well, yeah, I'm Chinese and I was born a girl, so of course I got given up. Like, I'm surprised he was able to resist that temptation. Retcon that shit too. Make Morph a they, them. Make Jubilee a second child or something. Well, yeah, no, he works for Disney. Worked for Disney.
But getting more into like individual characters, I think quite literally every one of the X-Men, to some degree, and really any of the mutants that we spend any significant time with, have something to be said for queer identity, you know. Well, going into Magneto, because come on. I had a feeling you were going to be going this way. I love Magneto.
Who doesn't? He's the best. You don't see any Dr. Doom was the right shirts.
He is what sold me on the X-Men as a concept. I think it was, him being a flamboyant little goofball in X2. Yeah. We all love him.
You know, that's another one.
So can you edit in him and Mystique just sitting in the van looking like two gay beards hanging out with their straight friends? You know the scene. Mug, you know what scene I'm talking about.
That's X2, right?
Yeah, that was the X2 scene. But Magneto for a moment. I think he's probably the one that I understand the best, also having grown up around Jewish culture. Magneto was a Jew who survived the Holocaust. He was in Auschwitz. He survived it by the fucking skin of his teeth. And that already had him fucked up. You know, in the movies he's a Nazi hunter, and the comics they kind of can't decide for a while if he's actually a Holocaust survivor or if it's a metaphor for the Holocaust, it's another war, you know.
Original animated series deliberately dodged it. And I think it's episode 3, Enter Magneto. either part 1 or 2. I want to say Inner Magneto is a 2-parter. It's like, yeah, we were in this one country together, me and Magnus and I, and they were peaceful people, but then Magnus grew up in a Eastern European country where an evil army full of tanks came and took over. Like, they glazed over it, but fucking
it's
post X-Men the movie 2000, it's been like, wow, this was a really fucking great idea. We should run with it. Even though I'm like 99% sure it was done in the comics first. I found it once.
Yeah, I think it was done in the 90s. Although it might be like from a fucking Rob Liefeld comic, and I'll get into my hatred for Rob Liefeld soon enough.
The problem is they go way into it in the Magneto Origins comic, so anytime you try to look it up, also because Google fucking sucks, you just get inundated with Magneto Origins results, and it's like, that was definitely movie inspired. No, you know what? Acts of Vengeance, and I think 84. He's Dr. Doom gets all of the villains together, including Red Skull, known Nazi Red Skull, and like everybody walks out and is like, "Say, bro, you keep looking at me. You got a problem?" Magneto's like, "Fuck yeah, I got a problem," and like fucks his shit up, buries him alive in a room with like an empty bucket, so he has a place to shit. And it's like, never fuck with me again, you Nazi piece of shit. You're gonna die here.
Dang, 84. When did Watchmen come out? Wasn't that 86?
I hate to do it on stream, but I'm going to Google when did Acts of Vengeance come out?
Acts of Vengeance versus Watchmen, because if that's pre-Watchmen, that is fucking early.
Comic.
Way earlier than
89. Acts of Vengeance was 1989 to 1990.
Okay, so that's definitely
he was for sure
Watchmen.
But
it's in the wake of Watchmen.
Before, I mean, honestly, I reread that one part a lot. It fucking rules.
I need to read that one, because I do love Magneto. But I think Magneto is one of the most apt for the metaphor. Is he survived the Holocaust, then discovers, as a young man, that, oh shit, I'm also part of this other group that, I mean, soon enough they're gonna...
And a countdown begins in his head of when it's going to happen again.
Which
he's fucking been there.
A lot of Jewish queers in the, free love movement, I experienced the same. And I know for me personally...
You remember when John Lennon said muties are the... Wait, no, I can't say that. Go on, sorry.
For me personally, I mean, Anne Frank's diary, which Anne Frank was also a Jewish woman who was gay, or had gay thoughts and, was stressed about them. Like, being like, oh God, what, they're gonna throw me in the camps again? Look what fucking happened to Alan Turing right after World War II. The fucking war hero got put on house arrest for who he loved. And all these gay Jews realizing, nah, not fucking again, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Magneto works very well for that allegory, being explicitly Jewish, and also being like, oh, and not never again. The great fucking scene where he lifts up the UN into the fucking never again.
Sorry, First Class was like, Magnus, they're just following Eric, they're just following orders, and he looks at the fucking tattoo in his arm.
I knew another group that were just following orders.
I was at the mercy of people just following orders before. Never again.
Yeah,
cold. It's not overplayed. I mean, I don't actually care for First Class all that much, but I respect what it did well. And then, you're talking about the UN scene in 97. Sorry.
No, I mean, both are fucking apt
bigot,
to the...
Sycophant.
Sycophant. Look at what that... Mutie!
Takes one to know one. Yeah, the fucking... I am trying to be better. Do not make me let you down. God damn!
Yeah, don't... Yeah, I mean...
I'm shitting on Beau DeMayo a little bit, but he did some good on this.
Yeah, the metaphor works fucking perfectly with Magneto, who, I mean, was played by a gay man famously in the movies. I mean, and to the point where, let's be honest, when they recast Magneto, it's gonna be awkward, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be.
we're all just sitting around waiting for them to like soft drop the WandaVision season 3, and it's the new Magneto actor because Ian McKellen's old.
We're also in the age where like they're going to have to cast a Jewish actor, right? I think is that something that people are still really upset about in general. Like you have a non-Jewish person playing a Holocaust survivor. What the fudge?
Yeah, no.
I mean, just gonna have to wait and see how gay the new actor is, I guess. Hey.
But coming off of that, X-Men as well, because it's a Stan Lee '60s comic. It has heavy familial themes. And who are the metaphorical parents of the X-Men? No other than Charles Xavier and Eric Magnus Lancashire.
If you think about it, not being able to use your legs is kind of like being gay.
Well, more to my point, two men who are united in their pure love and care for one another and their ideals. Their love for their own kind, their love for their ideals, their love for one another.
Charles
Both men
wants peaceful coexistence with humans, but he is a mutants first character always.
Oh yeah, no, Charles will always put mutants first.
Even when he's fucking Moira, he's picturing her but with like weird freaky ears or something. He's picturing her with 3 arms. It's the only way you can finish inside of her.
And I mean, Eric is obviously mutants first and also mutant supremacy.
Yeah. You are Homo sapien, we are Homo superior.
Yeah. It's these two men, they are the fathers of the mutant race. There's
Apocalypse
no
is their weird drunk uncle.
Yeah, well, we don't talk about those ancient muties. They don't count. Elegopolis didn't exist.
Where?
That's the transgender Roman empress.
Oh, okay.
That is like explicitly transgender by every modern definition, and then Roma Boos will be like, yeah, well, transgender people didn't exist till 2015. It's like, what?
Don't get me wrong. That is a funny thing to say.
You know better than this. I know you know better than this. It's like an Egyptologist being like, mutants aren't fucking real.
That fucking
queer Namor came out of the sea with his fucking wing feet, and now all of a sudden everyone's coming out as a mutant. I don't know, man. Sounds pretty new to me.
The moment Namor walked on land, it was over.
And meanwhile, it's like, yeah, I'm actually a professional
I'm shooting fire out of my eyes. I think I might be a mutant. No, you're just confused.
No,
how do you know you're a mutant if you haven't fought a supervillain yet? See, like for all you know, you're just a normal protagonist.
As an Egyptologist of the late Bronze Age, Aya, what is his name? Aya Nazir or something?
I feel like we might be getting a little off topic.
What's Apocalypse's real name?
Oh, Insabamner.
Insabamner. Who's to say if he was a mutant? I don't know. Why don't you go ask him? He's still alive. Because he's a mutant, motherfucker. But, I mean, the metaphor
incidentally, that is like his only mutant power is immortality. So everything else comes from like a celestial ship that he interacted with that gave him like celestial powers and shit. So when you say he's still alive because he's a mutant, that's literally the only part of him that's the mutant part.
That's his mutant power.
Either lucky guess or like power. good pull from your knowledge.
No, I did know that was his mutant power. I also knew that he was from the late Bronze Age because I think he causes the Bronze Age collapse canonically in the Marvel universe.
That's kind of fucking sick. I feel like I might have known that once, but I can just say it sounds familiar. Yeah,
it sucks because I'm very cautious about. Because again, I didn't really get into X-Men until a few years ago, where I just sat down and watched all the movies, and so I've been cautious ever since of Apocalypse because I was low key. Watched Days of Future Past, was like, oh, who's this Apocalypse feller? I'm looking forward to seeing more of him, and I was very disappointed. Wrong. Yeah. But anyways, back on topic. Let's go into Jean and Cyclops, probably the straightest of the X-Men, quite literally a heterosexual couple.
Yeah, they're the X-Men power couple.
You know what?
Even though I think Gambit and Rogue are
cool. Know what heterosexual couple would? You know what heterosexual couple might be weary of doctors not understanding them. Let's say if you had a transgender man and a transgender woman, that transgender man was pregnant. They're going to be fucking afraid of doctors, but they're going to have to find a fucking doctor, right? Live with their kid.
Which is a weird pull because, yes, that doctor was a fucking bigot, but he does bring up, and he wasn't wrong either. He's like, she's a mutant. Her powers can go crazy in her labor. And it's like, did you see the way that they were driving to the hospital? They were about to kill fucking everybody.
Also, here's my thing. Like, yeah,
she ripped the roof off of the car. I'm sorry.
He's somewhat justified in the worry of it, in the same way that, you know, a doctor being cautious about a transgender man, wondering like, oh, what medication can I give this person? What do I have to worry about, like, what the effects of the hormones might have been? But at the end of the day, you have a person going into labor right in front of your eyes.
Yeah, he's still
I'm sorry. I think you have a Hippocratic oath,
yes,
as a doctor to at least fucking try, motherfucker, or step aside and let Rogue fucking do it. Don't be a motherfucker like that guy and be like, yeah, you gotta go to a different hospital. Fuck you.
Yeah, no, fuck you. Like, actually take care of it. If she were also, you're talking to somebody with a loaded gun
your
that's
fellow
mind
human
controlled.
being.
Like, she could fuck you up.
You have an oath to your fellow human being to fucking to fucking help this person. I'm sorry.
Trans metaphor are not great inclusion in the show. Just want to say,
it's not an intentional trans metaphor. To be clear,
like, he should have operated on it, but he also has a point. Maybe consider mutants as people and plan around this shit a little bit.
Yeah, or, you know, try and do your research because, hey, this group has been steadily growing openly in the population for the last century. Like, people have known about this for your entire life. And I mean, do I think this was an intentional trans metaphor? Absolutely not. But
could it be read as such? Okay.
Yeah, there's certainly a read to be made there. And you know, similarly, let's go into the other X-Men. Gambit's a fucking queer. Look at his outfit.
Excuse me?
You want to bring up your PNG again? No, put your PNG up again. Put your PNG up again.
What is gay about this? What is gay about this?
That is a gay man at a swinger party. If you saw that man, you'd bully him for being a fucking queer.
Kinda gay, boss.
Kinda gay.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I love Gambit. He's the fucking best X-Men. I won't hear anything else but, whoopsie-daisy. But the first time I watched X-Men 97, even I was like, they're gonna make Gambit gay. The moment I saw it, I'm like, please don't make Gambit gay. You could have picked any color for that shirt. You went pink. You went pink for the crop top. Beau DeMayo commented on this.
Even your fucking primitive gaydar could pick up on Gambit being a little gay.
Yeah,
he's certainly going for like 90s metrosexual, but that, you know, it's also a show that takes place in the 90s.
Real Life Homosexual, Beau DeMayo commented on this. Yes, it looked like Gambit's story was going for a specific direction. The crop chop was chosen to make you love him. Actual Real Life Homosexual Beau DeMayo, I think it was chosen to make you love him. Don't act like you're throwing us a bone. The straight's a bone, right? The crop top was chosen because you're gay and you want to dress Gambit gay, and there's nothing wrong with that, but like, yeah, you like Gambit, you think he's sexy, so you dress him sexy. You put little gay clothes on your Ken doll and made it prance around, okay? Let's call a spade here. I'm not upset about it.
QC. The Cajuns are added to the community.
No, you can take the Creoles.
One of us. Gooble gobble. We accept you. We accept you.
Gambit
one
don't
of
like
us.
No
one of us. Gooble gobble.
Gambit don't never go where he not invited, but Gambit don't also accept any invitation he gets, yeah.
But yeah, no, you put your PNG. I mean, unless you want to keep staring at his as deltoids. They're pretty fucking ripped, not gonna lie. That midriff.
He's got sex appeal for men and women, and I'm happy for him. It's just like, yeah, I gave him the crop top to make you love him. Like, yeah.
I think
who do you mean by you?
It
doesn't have the broad appeal that you think it did, Beau. Him pulling off his shirt was intentional, he says.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no,
I mean, look,
that could be for anybody. That could be for anybody who likes men. Straight woman, gay man, whatever. That's okay. The crop top is pretty egregious. But we are not adding
moving
cages to the
moving away from Gambit for. Actually, no, I'll stick on Gambit for a minute because he has a thing for Rogue that he's just outright not able to fuck her. because of her power. You could say there's certainly hints of like an AIDS metaphor there, like wanting to have unprotected sex with a HIV positive partner and being unable to do so because of that HIV positivity, because it could fucking kill you.
I don't think that works, because we all know that every gay person has AIDS already, so I think your whole theory
everyone has AIDS.
My grandma and my old dog Blue. The Gambit has it, and so do you. Yeah, I'm fucking around, but I don't see it, but I suppose an argument could be made.
Yeah, I mean, again, we're stretching a little bit. How much of this was intentional? I mean, like you said, Joe DiMaggio, is that his name?
Joe DiMaggio is a famous baseball player.
Joe DiMaggio.
Beau DeMayo.
You, Joe.
Think of it like Remy LeBeau, Gambit's name, Beau DeMayo.
Beau DeMayo.
I'm gonna call him Beau DeMayo.
Seems like he's pretty explicit when he's making it explicit.
Yeah, he's
which is fine.
Not subtle.
He seems to.
He even admits, like, hey, that crop top, that was intentional. So it's kind of a tacit admission that any coding that you see is pretty on the nose, even though he did need to admit that for the savvy viewer to be able to tell. Cut to Val Cooper staring at the Holocaust tattoo while Magneto's in prison and being like, I didn't know.
I didn't know. You motherfucker.
Not shitting on it. The first podcast, we shit all over J.K. Rowling for being an unsubtle bitch. But that was kind of to the point of, like, if she admit that for Dumbledore, we would have known. A lot of this shit is unsubtle, and I'm super here for it. Because it's a fucking comic book soap opera cartoon. You're allowed to be unsubtle because
you came here for a soap opera. You came here for a story that quite literally will never end. That has very unsubtle character motivations, but you also came here for it.
You're talking about an episode where they shit on colonialism, and one story wasn't enough. Life Death Part 2 had no A plot. It was 2 B plots. One about aliens are colonists and colonialism is bad, and the B plot's like, hey Storm, it's me, your Native American boo thing. We built these caves were built by the colonists who genocided the fuck out of us. And Storm's like, yo, R.I.P. to your people, but I'm built different. I wouldn't have let that happen. And I was like, that is terribly offensive, Storm. Jesus Christ. So it's like,
oh yeah, but
she
also,
straight up tells him, like, if the colonists were bad, why'd you let them build the caves? Like, yeah, because they were winning. You dumb bitch.
Yeah, they were fucking winning the wars at that point.
2 colonist stories. In case you weren't picking it up, here's just a whole episode about how now mutants are a metaphor for displaced and overrun and purged people.
Because the mutants
the death of culture. It's not just, they want to kill all the
mutants. The mutants in truth
they'll kill your culture
are a metaphor
too.
For whatever you want.
Yeah.
They're a metaphor for whatever you want.
But what it wasn't was subtle.
Yeah, it's like, oh, who's gonna win, Goku or Superman? Whoever the fuck the comic book writer wants to win, as Stan Lee says. Who are the mutants a metaphor for? Whoever the lead writer wants them to be a metaphor for. And in the current era of LGBTQ rights and where X-Men is culturally, they seem to be generally a metaphor for queer culture and queer acceptance for the last 20 years. That's what they've been. X-Men 97 continues that tradition. It's not as explicit as some things have been, but also, like, it works. The X-Men work as a metaphor
being
for
too
that.
Explicit. I think.
Shockingly, I would say, I'm gonna go as far as to say the X-Men are a better queer metaphor than they ever were as a race metaphor.
I think they can pull double duty. But
I think they can pull double duty, but which one do they do better? Yeah, but which one do they do better? I think they work better as a queer metaphor.
Maybe 97 in a vacuum, I could agree with you. Comics? No, I don't think so. Specifically because of how they handled Iceman. Let's pull that pin out. Like you said,
all right, let's talk Iceman, because I am only familiar with Iceman as he was depicted in the 3 movies he appears in. So I'm curious.
There was all new X-Men. It was like Professor X had died or fucked off, or I think it was after
New Mutants.
No.
Was he part of the original New Mutants?
Iceman was an original X-Man.
Yeah, he was original X-Men, but was he on the New Mutants team?
No, New Mutants was all Cable, and New Mutants was pretty much X-Force before they started calling it X-Force. It was like Cable,
New
Domino,
Mutants was always more of like
Shatterstar,
an answer to I think it was Claremont or some one of the lead writers X-Men.
Maybe
Warpath. Teen Titans. New Mutants kind of came over and did that because the New Titans was, I think, what that run was called, the famous run with the Judas Contract and all the obvious X-Men inspired Teen Titans storylines. Judas Contract.
I remember now.
Oh gosh, what is?
I'll let you finish.
The Trigon stuff.
Avengers versus X-Men happened, and it sucked. Cyclops gets the Phoenix Force and splits it, or like it's split 5 ways between him, Emma Frost, Namor, and who gives a shit. That fucking storyline was dog shit. But Cyclops, in his rage,
unearthed hell of vaguely half remembering the X-Men versus the Avengers existed.
It was so fucking bad. And so Cyclops kills Professor X, and Hank McCoy Beast is like, well, this has all gone tits up. This wasn't how the Professor's dream was supposed to go. Cyclops is a bad guy now. I'm going to do the most comic book ass pull thing possible and pull the original X-Men, like me as a teenager, Jean as a teenager, Angel, Iceman, and Cyclops. And now we're going to have a cool new teen X-Men running around, but with modern writing sensibilities. And Jean Grey does one of the most fucked up things. She telepathically outs Iceman, who is historically never gay. Actually kind of a womanizer, if I recall correctly. I mean, he would hop from piece to piece.
I mean, he had a thing with Rogue even in the Claremont run.
Brought her to I don't know if it was Claremont, but brought her to meet his parents, his racist dad. I found that out while googling X-Men gay shit. To
Have you ever tried not being a mutant?
Yeah, that's famous. That I know it was kind of played for laughs, but yeah, there you go. His dad, this time in the comic, they played it for racism. I saw some people on like gay websites this week trying to be like, that was a gay metaphor. No, the first thing his dad says when he brings Rogue home is like, oh, at least this one isn't Asian. You're not a fucking mutie like Bobby, are you? I hate muties. And it's like, okay, yeah, like, he's a bigot, with kind of racial undertones behind it. And like, Bobby uses his powers and he's like, I knew it! You're just like him! How would that work as a gay metaphor if like, he's bringing her home as a date? If it were a gay metaphor,
I think it's certainly
I hope this
more,
boy that you brought home isn't another gay. That's stupid. But no, yeah, he was dating Rogue.
I think it's
he even
more
dated Kitty
like,
Pryde.
I think the race metaphor worked best when there was like that. It predates the X-Men. It barely crosses over with like early comic book superheroes.
I disagree. Racism was invented when the Rodney King riots happened. There was no racism before that. Sorry, I forgot there was no racism before that. But no, like Yoda's like,
HP,
yes, there was.
Going into comic history for a moment, and H.P. Lovecraft, who was a famous racist, publishing alongside the original Batman comics and in universe with Batman. God, I gotta read that Gotham. That Gotham horror.
The horror that came to Gotham or something like that, yeah.
Yeah, the horror that came to Gotham. Anyways, that off topic. But, H.P. Lovecraft writes about, like, this whole fear of, like, what if I have secret ancestry with the Negroid race? What if I'm secretly a Mongoloid from the Orient, distantly in my ancestry? Who could say? Who could know? And I think the mutants actually worked quite well for that. But modern racism doesn't really translate to that. Let's be honest. Like, modern racism's not worried about having a distant African ancestor. Modern racism is more about, what do you look like? You don't look like me. Get out.
Well, that's where the Morlocks come in. And original series did that very well too. Like, that was 92 was when it came out. The Friends of Humanity are bullying that one guy who kind of looks, I'm just gonna be honest, he kind of looks like a Jewish orangutan. and he's just like, he's like cowering against the side of a building against this hate mob.
The Morlocks got
I know I'm a mutant, but
in the movies.
I don't have any
I'm
special
sorry.
powers. I just look like this. I can't hurt anybody. And then, no more mutants. No more.
Mutant.
And then Graydon Creed drops the hardest fucking line that I've ever heard in a kid's show. This is why I liked it more than Batman animated series growing up. They've got Jubilee either tied up or the mob is descending on her, and she's like, we haven't done anything to you. Why do you hate us? And Graydon Creed says, you were born.
Oh, yes,
Holy
that line.
Shit.
Oh, I forgot about that. That is one of the few episodes I've seen.
And unless you think people are born gay, which I don't know, this could be either or, I think that serves mostly as a race thing. But it can work as a gay thing, but I still think the race metaphor is strong and useful and executed well when the X-Men are good and Disney isn't deliberately trying to murder the quality of their comics because they didn't have the movie rights. It works super well. I don't think Hickman played with it a whole lot in the last 6 years, or Hickman and everybody who picked up off of House of X. But
well, let's be honest. Yeah,
Danny Kaye, maybe, if I'm thinking. No, not Danny Kaye. He's a comedian. Whoever's writing Storm,
it's certainly in the origin.
It.
You can certainly do it, but I think in the hands of a less subtle writer, I think queer metaphor works better for the X-Men.
And I'm not accusing you of this. I'm curious. Do you think the fact that you're a queer person and not a POC contributes to this opinion at all, or do you think that like you can divorce?
How dare
your
you
own queer
not
identity
acknowledge my Africanoid ancestry?
I don't know if you're allowed to say African.
Can I not say Africanoid?
No, you're not allowed to say it. I am, because I have Africanoid ancestry. Mug! You white porcelain bigot!
Yeah, listen here, bigot. Sycophant.
Worm.
Worm.
Before I lose track, I'm sorry. The Iceman, it's like, Jean's like, Bobby, why are you pretending to hit on me? You're gay. He's like, no, I'm not. She's like, Bobby, I can read your mind. You're so gay. And he's like, fuck, don't tell anybody. I was like, what the fuck? They're just making him gay for no reason. And the way that they try to pay it off is they don't acknowledge that, like, okay, you say, like, the Jewishness kind of plays into being a mutant, because he saw the Holocaust happen. Now there's this whole mutant thing happening, it's like, oh, well, it's just going to be another fucking Holocaust. What does he tell Charles Xavier? What do you say to Charles Xavier? It's like, so what if I were a mutant?
Be wary, run as far as you can until people start dreaming of camps. Yeah.
So they play off of that. The race thing they play off of. The gay thing was just like, they confront present day Bobby Drake. And he's like, hey, so I just psychically outed him because I'm Jean Grey and I'm a fucking bitch. And this was written by Brian Michael Bendis. Love most of his work. Superior Iron Man. Infamous Iron Man. With Dr. Doom as Iron Man. Fantastic. The Miles Morales stuff.
Oh, okay.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
This guy.
Was the most token
I am familiar with this writer.
Fucking piece of shit move. Because they go to Iceman, he's like, fuck, you're right, I was gay this entire time. And they're like, okay, well, how come it didn't come up? He's like, I just don't think I could have handled being gay and a mutant. Fuck you! Storm handles being black and a mutant all the time, and it comes up in stories. Fucking Magneto handles being Jewish and a mutant. You can't have mutant be a metaphor for queer shit and then divide them like they're two different things. It kills the allegory, and it's token and fucking unearned.
To the point of to the point of that writer, because he just certainly has merits. Although I think he's
fantastic writer most of the time. I think.
Yeah, he's better when he's writing to other races than he is writing to queers. I'll be the first to say that one, because I'm familiar with.
What if we make somebody gay,
Morales.
Completely kill the gay mutant metaphor link, and just for shits and giggles, for fucking headlines, and that might not have even been his decision. But maybe that was
you said it yourself.
Shit from management.
Aurora is black. Yeah. And Aurora is black and mutant. Yeah, she doesn't draw the, she doesn't say, oh, well, these two things, I didn't want to be open about both of these things because, I mean, she can't hide her blackness, and I'm trying to remember what is
Colossus,
Aurora's powers are too powerful
who
to hide.
Immigrants. You have,
yeah. But, no. Hear me out for a second.
Okay, sorry.
Hear me out for a second. In the defense of this, and it sounds like it was quite lazily done. I have not read this comic personally.
It was token. It's like the worst thing.
No, it's tokenism. But I mean, we're also talking about 2000s post Ultimate Marvel comics. The Ultimate run was token, if anything. I mean, let's be honest. Everyone loves Black Nick Fury, myself included. I love Black Nick Fury. Black Nick Fury is blatant
Read the bumper
tokenism.
sticker on my car. I heart Black Nick Fury. And it's a picture of Mace Windu winking for some reason.
Yeah, it's actually I park my car always right next to the sign in front of my house about the dead storage.
Yeah.
But you know, Black Nick Fury is blatant tokenism, and everyone loves Black Nick Fury. Miles Morales is better done tokenism, but it is tokenism at the end of the day. More to the point on Iceman, I think if it had been done more delicately and by a better writer than somebody who really understands like explicicies, let's be honest, there has always been an era of you have to pick one. You can't be black and gay. Like you couldn't be black and gay until, let's be honest,
or real life.
No, like societarily.
Okay.
If you said you were, if you were a gay man who, I mean, I think Chasing Amy is one of the best depictions of this. You know, it's got this black character who fronts as a black supremacist, and he's a flamboyant gay man. But he says no, people aren't ready for a black gay man. So I had to. So I had to lean way harder. My skin's too black to my skin's too black to hide to hide. So, but that's the thing with Iceman is it's you know can't really hide the mutantness. Is that related at all? Real life talking to why like specifically gay people of color are like referred to as the down low. Or like on the down low? Well, yeah, and
is that like because like they can't be as out and proud because people already hate them for the race thing, so they got to kind of like, well, we better kind of bury. I mean,
if you were already hated for being
about
one
this
group,
other part of ourselves,
if you were already hated for being one group to the point where you've had to worry about your life in one way or another, I mean, certainly less now, which is probably why you see a lot more queer black people and Asians now, but at a time where you got people dressed up as ghosts burning fucking crosses on your yard, you really think you want to come out about the fact that you like men too?
Yeah.
Like, they're already debating if they're gonna lynch you. Why the fuck are you gonna give them more ammo if it's something that you can keep to yourself? I'm not saying that's the right choice to make. That's a person's personal call to make.
Unless Gene fucking outs you like a bitch. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That was pretty fucked up of me. Mug's been gay this whole time. Bitch, shut up!
But yeah, more to my point, is your mutant power something you can hide? Is your racial heritage something you can hide? Okay, then you might be more... Then you do have a question of, do you be open about it? I mean, do you know how many people have been like, why didn't you just hide who you were from your parents?
Hi, Iceman. My name is Leech. I have green skin, and they make me live in the sewers, or people will throw glass at my face from passing cars. Like, I will be stopped to death this morning. I'm sorry that you couldn't be gay. Shut the fuck up.
Iceman might think to himself, "Ah, shit, I already tried coming out about this mutant stuff, and nobody liked me. Why the fuck would I come about the homosexuality?" He was the first X-Men. He can't be more out and proud about your mutant shit than being one of the first motherfucking X-Men. Oh no, it was lazily done. But what I'm saying is there is a story to be done with a better writer.
Yeah.
With a writer that has more tact. And I'll be honest, I don't necessarily think it would even have to be an X-Men story. I see what you're saying. You're saying
inherently being ashamed of your gayness isn't that bad of an idea, or not ashamed, like burying the gay part of yourself because you got too much shit on your plate as a mutant isn't inherently that bad of an idea because it's gay people of color have to kind of deal with that too, but the way that they handled it was a piece of shit, but there's the seed of a good idea in there. Is that kind of what you're getting at?
Yeah, no,
I don't think I was picking up on that the first time. Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah,
I mostly asked for my own sake.
That's what I'm trying to say. Was the story done well? Sounds like it wasn't. I haven't read it. And I know that writer is not subtle, to say the least. I mean, we're talking. Isn't he the same guy that's responsible for Riri Williams as Iron Man?
Ironheart. I don't actually know. That seems like something Bendis would do, but
he's kind of like 50-50 in every time he mixes things up with the character.
Riri Williams didn't have a chance because Riri Williams came out during the exact same era, all new. Everything was all new, all different. So this was all new, all different.
Yeah,
X-Men.
It was the Falcon as Captain America, which people generally liked. It was
Amadeus Cho, new Asian Hulk, which was fucking stupid because Amadeus Cho had
a lot of them just
he was already
flat.
like part of the Hulk team as he's like the 7th or 8th smartest person in the world, but the way that his intelligence works is he can do like Sherlock Holmes movie level of like, he can almost predict the future to an extent with his intelligence. So he wasn't just another genius comic book character. He had like a cool niche way to use his powers. And I see the cops coming.
We're getting off track, but
Riri didn't have a fucking chance because she was part of the diversity squad. And so nobody gave her the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, no, but in that light, like there's a kernel of good idea to all of these, and in the hands of a better writer. Which I mean, let's be honest, this is comic books. X-Men before the Claremont run kind of fucking sucks. It needed a couple runs before it really came into its own. Bad idea of Iceman being gay. It was better done in X2, although it was way more subtle, and they just sort of gave up with it in Days of Future Past. But
I'm not trying to be like, don't make Peter Parker black. Like, I kind of don't give a shit. But if you did it just to be like, oh, Kotaku headlines,
we're talking about a soap opera.
Yeah,
we're talking about a soap opera right now. A soap opera is not subtle, and it is not like it is never going to be graceful with the ideas that it touches, because it's for your racist mother to watch while she's fucking cooking dinner. Like, your racist mother is supposed to turn on the TV, watch Ellen, and say, "Oh shit, oh."
Well, the reason I bring it up, not only because it's like the most famous, we're talking about 97. I'm pretty sure 97 is going to be in the title of the video.
Specifically 97.
What they took a character who was historically straight, and they did an Alan Scott thing, but worse. What 97 did is they took Morph, a character who was never trans, and made them trans, basically for no reason, but they also didn't like, oh my god, I'm trans now. Like, them maybe
it's also
once,
a character that you can fully accept. Like,
that makes fucking sense. Whether it
it's also a character
or not,
that you
that's
can fully,
how you fucking do it.
That you can fully accept as, this character is non-binary, because of course they'd identify as non-binary. They can become whatever the fuck they want, and Morph doesn't really care what they are.
Also, nobody gives a shit
Neither
about
does
Morph.
Mystique, for that matter.
Nobody gives a fucking people give a shit about Mystique because you can jack off the Mystique. A lot of people do.
Morph was probably the biggest, the biggest addition that 97, made explicit. And I think it works because, of course, Morph is going to work as a non-binary allegory.
But here's what they did. The trans thing is almost buried by how gay they made him. I think that Morph being trans isn't why I wanted to bring up Morph and this queerbait thing. Morph being gay for Logan's adamantium cock is so, bless you, is so evident in a way that I can't believe I missed it until the third watch. And would you say, well, if he's non-binary, is it gay? Yeah, because he was always a straight cis dude before this. So, yeah, and he's, even when he goes out, in public and shit, he goes male presenting. It's gay. His default unshapeshifted form is a dude's body. Like, but if you identify, whatever. I'm not going to get in the fucking reads about that.
Yeah, again, we're talking about non-binary identity. It kind of just comes down to the individual.
Yeah,
but
I'm going to say
he certainly has an attraction to Wolverine. He has an attraction to Logan.
I'm going to call it a gay attraction. I'm just trying to get ahead of everybody being like,
well, we can label it as queer.
It's so fucking queer. So like, episode 1, it's like, Scott and Jean, ain't that some shit? Want to talk about it? Which is already a little gay. And then he transforms into Jean, like, oh, I'm in love with Scott, never with you. If only somebody loved you, right? Wouldn't that be crazy? Like, what if we kissed while I was morphed into Jean? Wouldn't that be wild? No, we shouldn't though, right? No, right? We shouldn't though, right?
Morph, I think, is certainly the biggest addition that 97 fleshes out. And I think it does a pretty decent job. Just like, obviously we have one season of television, which isn't the most to go off of, but it's a decent amount to go off of.
I have a theory about what they're going to do with it. Like, when I say they didn't do anything with him being trans, they just kind of did it. I have a theory about how this might play out in season 2. Although with Beau DeMayo quite publicly being fired from Marvel and his writing credit being removed from season 2, don't know how much of... He finished writing season 2, finished drafting season 2, I think, or just writing the whole thing. And it's kind of a question of how much of it are they going to keep. I think that under the understanding that Morph can turn into anybody and identify as anybody, they might be like, well, I can literally be a woman. Like, I'm not just claiming to be a woman, I'm not identifying as a woman. Like, I am quite literally physically now, as I can choose to be a woman with a vagina and 2 X chromosomes and 1 X gene. Like, how is this gonna... Why won't you fuck me, Logan?
Let's make this triple X,
Logan. Why won't you fuck me,
Logan?
Logan? I think that's maybe something they were trying to set up for. In the last episode,
I think
he's like...
I think in a unsubtle X-Men... I think in an unsubtle X-Men soap opera way, it could work. I mean, I certainly want to see that story because, well, it seems like, because we're 6 seasons into a X-Men TV show, at this point, like, how much more can you do with Logan and Jean? Yeah. Can we get Logan to move on to somebody
again,
else?
Who gives a fuck? She kissed him, and even Logan was like,
even the movies were getting fucking eye rolling. Like you watch X-Men: The Wolverine, and you're just like, oh my fucking god, is he still on about Jean?
Yeah,
like Last Stand sucked.
It really did.
Wolverine was, and so like at what point? At what point do you do more with Logan than his unrequited love for Jean? I think there's an angle to go there. There's an interesting story to tell, and I want to see that.
I even think that when Jean kissed him and he was like, no, that's cool. No, that's not. Like he doesn't say anything. Jean can just tell after the kiss. He's like, I shouldn't have done that, huh? And he's just like, you were Scott, not me. It's the fucking way things are. That never came up again, and my conspiracy-ass brain makes me wonder, well... Okay, is that a seed for the whole Morph Jean thing? Because what happens in the last
especially because
episode...
they killed off Madeline in the same season.
Yeah, so... yeah.
Because, I mean, the other place that you go is Madeline Pryor.
Running short on realistic Jean pussy to pick from. It's just kind of... And then there was Morph.
You had your spare Jean Grey to go fuck Logan. You missed your chance. Sorry, buddy. Yeah. Genocide happens.
But do you remember what Morph says to Logan in the last episode? He's dying on that table because Magneto fucking fatal attractioned him. And he's Jean. Yeah, and Morph says she can't say it. Either she can't say it or she's not here to say it. I think he says... Yeah,
she's not... She'll never say it, but I can.
Yes.
And turns into Jean and says
I love you, Logan. Stay with us. And that's actually tactful for a Beau DeMayo thing of like, is he saying that to encourage Logan because he can survive, give him like some oomph to live? Or is this,
setting up a Morph X Logan? And also...
It's not subtle, but it's well executed. It's ambiguous.
There's a lot of interesting stories you can go there. Will Logan love Morph for being Morph? Or will Logan love Morph for turning into Jean? And how would Morph feel about that?
Yeah. Now, is Morph actually...
Like, how is Morph going to feel about that?
Exactly.
Is a trans... Does a cisgender person that loves a transgender person love that transgender person for them and their body, or for what their body implies? There's stories to tell with that work very tactfully with the trans allegory and work with the...
Can you be unsubtle and tactful, or are those like antonyms?
Yes, you can. You can be unsubtle and tactful.
I think that Beau DeMayo, I'm going to say, is unsubtle but tactful for 90% of this run. But now here's the smoking gun, though, that proves Morph is gay for Logan. And that wasn't just like, he was trying to keep him alive. I could get into every little gay minutia, but specifically, the Goblin Queen episode, the bitch who's standing between the two of us right now. Oh, me! I can't click her in time. I'm blushing!
She does. I should have a stupid voice.
She makes a personal little psychic hell for everybody based on their insecurities. Gambit is walking in and seeing the famous Savage Land pose of Magneto and Rogue, and they start melting together because body horror. Roberto sees his mother crawl out of the monster crawl out of the TV with his mother's face, like, you Mutie freak, you motherfucker, because he's insecure about her coming out. It's all very personal. Logan says to Morph, is like, well, I gotta go see about a couple of redheads. And Morph, no disrespect to the voice actor, they played him gay. He's like, well, somebody didn't get a pony for his sweet 16. And Magneto's like, my parents are fucking dead, asshole. He's like, oh shit, Holocaust, that's right. He's like, well, and then there was Morph. Walks into the showers, and he sees Logan in the shower. He's like, hey, Logan, need some help with those hard-to-reach places? Schnicked, does the claws. Okay, pretty effing gay. What makes it gayer is what is personal psychic hallucination made around your greatest fears and insecurities say? Always with the jokes, eh, Morph? You think I don't know? You think we don't all know? Get the fuck out of there. I don't give a shit who you are, how well I know you in real life. There is no way to read Morph walking up on Logan in the shower, joking about helping him reach his balls and asshole for washing, and then Logan saying, or hallucination, insecurity, nightmare, Logan saying, you think I don't think, you don't think I know you're not joking, motherfucker? Morph is gay for Logan, case fucking closed.
You're fucking, yeah. You know what? You thought about this way more than I did. I was just gonna go with like, yeah, Magneto's a little queer. But,
took us an hour and 18 minutes to get to it.
I love the angle of this episode. I love this. I am sitting my gay ass down. I'm listening to the straight man tell me about how gay these comic books are.
For bonus gayness, although I 100% do not believe this was intention, because Logan was just simping for Jean way too hard in the original series. Logan escapes Mr. Sinister's clutches or something. After the Savage Land, Mr. Sinister made him evil, and he's like fighting between being normal Morph and like the Hyde personality that's evil Morph. Logan says to everybody, he's the only one who could ever make me laugh. I gotta find him. Tracks Morph down to some bar in a jungle, and he's like, Morph, you're coming home one way or the other. And he's like, oh, you miss me that much? Or is this about love? And then he turns into Jean. He's like, maybe you just need somebody to hold you, huh? And somebody to love you. Not the first time. In 97 was not the first time he's turned into Jean and been like, oh. But then it's just...
It's not clearly the first time, but how much of that was meant to be comic relief in the 90s versus today, where it's like...
It was a psycho thing. He's like, Jean. He's like, yeah, that's right. Who could ever love you, you fucking animal? I'm in love. I am in love with Scott. And like it breaks Logan down emotionally so Morph can get away. That's all it was. And if Beau DeMayo remembered that and was like, ooh, let's use that with my newly transified Morph, then you know, do credit. But I think
if you're going to do a transgender allegory, which I think is the next pivot for X-Men, being something that is on the TV every fucking day, transgender people using our bathrooms, they're in our schools, you know, they want us to deliver their kids, and they want us to tell our kids about it, and we don't want to tell our kids about it.
Madeline's like, I don't want to see you kissing goblins.
You're moving the fucking background again, you fucking idiot.
That wasn't me, it was Madeline using her psychic powers. It's true.
Yeah, to move the red room. Yeah, but I think that's the next logical step to take X-Men. I mean, if I was a Marvel writer, today, you know, I'd be like, oh, you know, gay marriage is legalized. I mean, not that people particularly want to tell their kids about homosexuality, but also I think we've reached sort of a middle ground where it's like, hey, your kid will hear about it regardless. So it's not like it's gonna be nobody's like end of the world that much anymore of, oh my god, my kid learned some
spoiler alert, you're gonna meet gay people in real life. Your kids are gonna meet gay people in real life.
You're gonna be invited to a Discord server and she's gonna call you a Straggit.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And like,
wow,
you know,
how weirdly prophetic.
more than 1 in 10 people you meet are gonna be gay. Like, at that point, you're just gonna be like, oh, okay. I mean, my kid's gonna meet a person like this. They're gonna know a person in high school like this. Get over it.
But I'm still not taking my kid to Mutie brunch to let some fucking Muties read my kid's stories and act like it's just wholesome. Just good, wholesome fun. It's all about reading stories. Well, then why are you in your X-Men uniform? Why are you dressed up like that, shoving it in our face? Mutie motherfucker. I can see through
but
it. This is
there's a
not
middle
about
ground
representation. This is about pushing a mutant agenda on my child,
Dirty
whose X gene may or may not ever activate. It's up to them to decide whether they want to get powers.
I had that fucking Mutie. What's her fucking name? Storm? I'm gonna call her by her birth name, Aurora. Okay, I had her fucking come to my kid's school.
I'm gonna call her Aurora.
And my kid comes home with a permission slip saying, "Can I have this dirty fucking Mutie read the Lorax to my child?" And I said, "That's commie propaganda from a dirty fucking Mutie. I don't want you thinking you're one of them Muties."
We all know what gifted students means.
Who knows? What if they're putting the X genes in my kid's fucking cereal?
Yeah, get Gambit's beignets. They're putting it in Gambit's beignet.
Yeah.
You leave me out of this. Yeah, Gambit ain't done nothing to nobody.
Gambit, you can't wear that outfit in front of kids. That's just fucked, man.
Well, maybe you shouldn't bring your kids around Remy.
Oh, Remy, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you came here to read my kids, Dr. Seuss.
I came to read him Clovis Crawfish
in
and the
your
Orphan
X-Men
Zozo.
outfit.
How your kids gonna learn French if Remy don't come and teach them a thing or two, Chef?
The next logical step for the X-Men narratively is, making it more trans metaphor. I mean, obviously keep with the gay metaphor.
I mean, Shapeshifter's the brilliant move. If you're determined to do it with a Shapeshifter. Great fucking job.
Yeah, do it with a Shapeshifter.
Or do it with Blob.
Morph and Mystique are obvious. And
not Blob.
I mean, I wouldn't say have Xavier come out as transgender and become Xena or whatever the fuck, but I mean, fuck it. A explicitly just a transgender person who's also a mutant would be an interesting angle. Again, these are stories that fit the X-Men very well. And I think that's the greater point of this episode is X-Men can be whatever the writer wants it to be.
Did you know that there was a gay Logan?
It works very well for that.
There's a gay Wolverine in an alternate universe that's dating and fucking Hercules.
I'm not surprised at all. It's fucking Wolverine. Yeah. He's clearly a bear.
Honestly, even if they had Brian Michael Bendis or whatever publishing edict, whoever ultimately decided to make that move, you can do that with Morph. You can just make Morph trans because nobody gives a shit about Morph. They literally put Morph into the first series because they didn't want to kill off Thunderbird like they did in Giant Size X-Men #1.
Mystique is a more bold character to do the trans allegory / non-binary. I'll be honest, these shapeshifters are honestly coming off more as non-binary.
But Morph's the main cast, and they finally found a cool use for his powers.
Yeah, but it's
in the comics, he's more like Plastic Man. He can't copy your powers, but he can become just a brick wall. Or a fire hydrant. He can truly shape
Mystique, I think, is a more bold character to do it with. But let's be honest. I think there are stories, and we are going to see as the X-Men comics continue to be written, as we get more X-Men stories. Hopefully, some original ones out of the next few seasons of '97. Because as much as I love adaptations of comics, come on, man. Nobody's reading comics anymore.
Yeah.
I say that as a comic book fan. Nobody's reading.
Everyone's going on
YouTube
and pausing. There's a review of the all new, all different X-Men number 17, and you just pause it every 2 seconds to read the word bubbles. You get although
real talk for a second, I think every modern-ish comic I have read lately has been because some YouTuber did a reading of it.
Yeah.
And it was just because I needed somebody to sift through the trash and find a story worth fucking reading. Comics are in such a rough place. Not indie comics. We're getting a little off topic, but indie comics, Japanese comics, those are all in a great place. Go out and seek those out if you have an interest in the medium. But if you're trying to read Marvel or DC, good fucking luck, man.
Yeah. One more thing before I think we can pretty much wrap it up. Do you think Magneto and Professor X are gay, or do you think that there's just maybe some theming behind it, like?
I think
he's bending him over the chair.
A story will come out at some point or another, and I hope it is with a better writer than what some X-Men stories have gotten. A story will come out where it will be that they were lovers early on, and a lot of the modern X-Men. Because I mean, you can make them fight over Mystique like the movies did. You can have them in heterosexual relationships, and all of that. But at the end of the day, who is narratively the best love for those two characters? It's one another.
I don't think that they're gay. I didn't get a gay read off of them, but I can't argue with that last statement.
Yeah, no, they belong together.
Well, Moira actually kind of got taken off the table. Nobody gives a shit about Lilandra. Who is Professor X going to pipe but Magneto? It's not even the fact that he's gay. It's
Who the fuck is Legion's mom?
I don't. Okay, I think that Legion's mom is the redhead that turned into smoke that was doing triage on Genosha and X-Men 97. I think
so literally fucking who?
Yeah, the one who was telling Beast, like, at first you kept hoping for everybody to live, but the more of them you see in, like, the state they're in, maybe death is actually a mercy for these fucking people. I can't believe this is, like, going down this way. She was one of the acolytes when Magneto first did Asteroid M in the original animated series. I think that she's definitely one of Professor X's, and I think that's Legion's mom. But I don't know. All I know is that Legion Quest leads into Age of Apocalypse, the best comic book crossover.
It's literally who's for who these characters sleep with.
Yeah.
It's literally who's, and also Mystique.
Like a soap opera.
But, I mean, yeah, like a soap opera.
Magneto should just fuck them already. Magneto's gotta be the top. He can't stand up.
You know it has to be. Charles, I will make your legs move how I wish.
Yeah. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
Stop hitting yourself.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a fucking bow on it.
That is a good one. That was a fun episode.
I'm glad I could actually give you a queer read that made you go like, whoa, for a change.
Yeah. I feel like I learned. I'm not the expert this episode.
You will be next episode, unless we ever do a Dragon Ball episode, which we won't. And I'm unlikely to know more about.
I'm gonna bash my fucking skull in if you ever make me do a fucking Dragon Ball episode. I fucking hate Dragon Ball.
I know you do.
You know what? Only if it's Dragon Ball Evolution.
Oh boy. I don't think, no, I'm not going to watch it. I won't make you do a Dragon Ball episode if you don't make me watch Dragon Ball Evolution. I'd rather watch Dark Phoenix.
Oh god. But yeah, that's a wrap. Goodbye everybody. Madeline Pryor, did you have anything left to say for this episode?
Stop bullying my children. They're just doing God's work. They're doing what they were put on this earth to do.
Molest children? That's the end of the episode.